in a Super Bowl.
As a podcast, as the Pucking Ball Boys Nation, I would not have let the NFL live down giving Jason Myers that MVP with that historic picture of the little band, little Bam substance.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Yeah.
Of those players who have all been traded now, they only got one first round pick.
There are two GOATs in
We'll
the
get there.
conversation.
We'll get there. Just save it. So, since the NBA overhauled the draft lottery odds in 2019 by flattening the odds, 0 teams with the single worst record have won the number 1 overall pick. The Utah Jazz were fined $500,000, and the Indiana Pacers were fined $100,000. But Jaren Jackson Jr., I mean, all things considered, was a very good pickup for Utah, but he only played 2 games in 9 days. And now he's out for the season because he has to get surgery. And what he sat there and said was, Nate, come on, you can't do that, Nate. You got to pick the white jerseys, Nate. They look clean, Nate. Come on, don't give me that, Nate. And Nate changed his pick, and Nick was the only one who went Seattle. Be sure, like I always say, please like this. Please subscribe to our stuff. Give us some comments. Let us know what you think.
I'm good.
You're good? He didn't look, but that's okay. I think we're all good. Episode 27 is in full effect here. We're down one today. Nick is out with the ick, and we hope you feel better, but I got to talk bad about you here in a few minutes. Briefly.
I'm excited to hear it.
It's good. You know, I think, honestly, we should just get started. We skipped a week. Some of us had things going on. Other people were down with the ick. Ickness. We missed a little bit of the Super Bowl recap. I think we should just hit that real quick. And
it was a snoozer. Will Campbell get ready to learn Chinese? That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, when is he gonna apply for his Amazon position, dude?
I'll say pre-injury, he had a great year. Post-injury, I don't think it was fully healthy. In all seriousness.
And when did he get injured?
I think week 11 or 12, and
see.
he missed pretty much the entire rest of the regular season, and then came back. I think he might have came back the last week of the regular season, maybe, but he did not look like the same guy, and he should have been benched regardless, whether or not he was playing through an injury or was just playing like a bum. You got others to fill in, and Vidarian Lowe, who last year I absolutely despised, he really turned some heads this year with new coaching and should have just taken over that left tackle spot throughout the entire playoffs. Does it make a big difference? Not enough to win, but I think it would have given Drake a little more time to at least try to even throw the ball away. So the questionable coaching decision to leave Will in, but hoping for a better year too. It was a good regular season, just a tough postseason for him.
And that's a good point. I know I should have went through and did all of the postseason, but Super Bowl specifically, Will Campbell allowed 1 sack, he allowed 1 QB hit, and allowed 8 pressures. He finished the game, by the way, with a pass block rating of 32.9.
Yes, and in the regular season, he was roughly around 72, 73.
Yeah, so
he clearly was. And of course, again, he went up against 4 top 5 defenses, right? I mean, it's Seattle, Denver, Chargers. Chargers probably the most debatable one there. And then, but they're still an elite defense. And then Houston. 3 of those were statistically top 5. Tough on the entire offensive line for sure. But nonetheless, he needed to be better one way or the other. You can't have your blind side be blocking that poorly, no matter where you're going.
For sure. I know it's almost fun having a one-on-one with the Patriots fan here, just kind of giving the recap, because I got to ask, what for you, I mean, I know for me, I think what was my answer, but what was the bigger shock for you in the Super Bowl? The offensive output for New England or the run defense?
Well, honestly, the run defense on the inside was just fine. When Walker was going up the middle, we were stuffing him. What Seattle did, they did homework on us that I failed to take into consideration, which was getting to the edge. And we weren't winning those battles. And we didn't, a lot of teams like to attack us up the middle, which that's where Minton Williams shines. But you take him away, we do get progressively worse blocking the run. I just didn't even think about that. And so Seattle clearly did their homework and said, Kenneth, you got to get to the outside, you got to get to the edge, and you'll get a good amount of yards. What was more shocking to me was McDaniels did not adjust all freaking night. He didn't. He was calling 10-yard out routes the entire time. I was just like, dude, are you watching the entire offensive line play? You're not making adjustments. I mean, he had, that's debatably the worst game he's ever had as an offensive coordinator I've ever seen of him. He was abysmal.
As an offensive coordinator, okay, I was like, this is included his head coaching career.
No.
Okay.
As an offensive coordinator, he gets an F. His play calling was horrendous. I can make all the excuses for May as I'd want. Nobody was good. And just nobody. Every last person on the offensive side failed to do their job.
Yeah.
Drake, that one pick six, whatever it was. Why did you even throw that? You had slimmer of hope. We scored that touchdown. There's 11 minutes left. You're only down. It was 10 or whatever. It was doable at that point. You tried to force something that was not, that nobody on the offense was good that night. Defense, shout out. Was the team partially fraudulent this year? Maybe. Can't claim we're fully frauds. That defense held Seattle down. We clamped Jackson Smith, which I mentioned was a very possible with Gonzalez. He could have won a Super Bowl MVP, in all honesty. He was incredible. He honestly saved 2 more touchdowns. Minimum. So, shout out to the defense. A+ season. Offense was also an A, but you get docked a little bit knowing that you might not have been doing as well if you ran into teams like that more often than not. But
absolutely, yeah. No, because I know the 2 main points I had here was the first half stats of. I could be wrong on this because I had to go through and do my own math, but New England only had 28 passing yards in the first half, and then obviously at the other end of it, Kenneth Walker had 93 rushing yards at the end of the first half.
Dallas 2 big runs, and they're both to the outside.
Yeah,
which, like I said, that's Milton Williams can't get to the outside fast enough, and that's where they had us beat. So really, my biggest takeaway, I'm bummed that Walker won MVP. He deserve it? Probably, but there are 2 other guys that you could have thrown your name up there. Jason Myers would have been hilarious.
Well, now here's the thing though, and if Jason Myers, because I agree with you, he had one of the best performances I think by any kicker in
he did.
Playoff Super Bowl history.
He had the most field goals in a Super Bowl.
As a podcast, as the Pucking Ball Boys Nation, I would not have let the NFL live down giving Jason Myers that MVP with that historic picture of the little band substance.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Yeah, that's true. You never to let that down. But the other guy, Illini homer, Devin Witherspoon, 2 sacks, and I think he even forced a fumble there. So
yeah, I think he was the one who caused that fumble recovery.
He had a heck of a night, and I really thought he was gonna win it. But a couple different guys could have won it there, and Kenneth, he did enough to put us away. So good for y'all. Great team. Respect y'all. Yeah, you're nothing like that old 2010 Seahawks team that I hated. I really enjoyed watching these guys, other than the Jason Myers cheating scandal that we witnessed. But if that's the biggest gripe I got, so be it. Congrats.
No, I think my biggest gripe in this, and I mean, there's 2. And one's only personal because of what happened, transpired here, as a matter of fact, 2 weeks ago. But the New England Patriots did not get a single turnover from Sam Darnold. And they only sacked him once. So, I can sit here and the whole time.
Got a lot of pressure.
Absolutely.
He was slippery. I don't know what. I think it was just poor execution. I mean, I don't know if we were going to force a turnover regardless. Darnold was just putting it out of harm's way that we couldn't get to him.
And we saw that a lot when he was a Minnesota Viking.
Yeah.
I want to sit here and say it's heartbreaking, but it's not. It's the way the cookie crumbled. I don't care who says anything. Stephen A's a hypocrite. All these other people who are sitting there saying the Vikings made a mistake. How dare they? This is going to cripple their franchise. Everyone last year was saying you have to let Darnold walk, especially after those last two
Amen.
games.
Yeah.
And he did. We did. I mean, you can't sit there and leave, a 10th round pick? Or 10th round, Jesus. 10th overall pick on the bench. I mean, you have to give it a shot. And yes, it did not work out. But I think there was other things going on there. Our GM not drafting so great. Who might also file a class action lawsuit against the team. But it is what it is. And like I told Nick off camera the day, we were one game away, coincidentally. As a matter of fact, we were one kickoff return away from being the third seed. So, yeah, McCarthy was kind of buns. But overall, the team did what we needed to do when Carson Wentz even was there. There was a few good rays of hope there. But at least Sam Darnold, grandson of Dick Hama, pulls it through, wins his first Super Bowl, and I'm super happy for the guy. I mean, after basically getting drafted by one of the worst organizations in football,
not one of in American sports.
Yeah, easily.
I mean, they're bottom 5 in the Big Four, and probably bottom 3. It's rough out there. I just gotta say, to all you Bills fans gloating right now, one, shut your mouth. You know a thing or two about losing 4 straight Super Bowls. So, but y'all let Sam Darnold get a Super Bowl before Josh Allen. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear you dogging about how we just lost to Sam Darnold.
And Lamar Jackson.
Darnold and Lamar Jackson. But Baltimore fans haven't been, we don't have like a beef with them anymore, and they haven't really been as, trolly as, of course, Buffalo fans have been. So I will be a little easier on you guys, but I'd still say it's pretty depressing to have Lamar and, not even been to the big game. So
I would
Buffalo
argue,
fans, shut your mouth. You have no excuses. This should have been the year for you guys. Didn't get it done. Sam Darnold literally had played for 4 other teams. He's actually played for the most teams in NFL history as a quarterback to win his first Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're pathetic. You're embarrassing. You're a joke of a franchise. Sorry, Dad.
Jump through a table.
Shut your mouth until you actually win one. Humble yourselves.
There you go. Spit it out.
Thank you. I had to get that out there.
Fair enough. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Yeah, I will say that was it was a kind of a snooze fest there, and it is what it is. But
yeah,
I just think, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I feel like the Super Bowl's kind of just lost the hue of like, I have to sit down and watch this year after year. I don't know what it is.
The commercials are
very boring.
They're very boring.
I will agree.
Shout out to the prostate one though. That was kind of funny.
Hashtag
something blood test, whatever it was.
I don't think I saw that one.
That one was kind of funny. There was one other one that I enjoyed, but beyond that, they were a bunch of stinkers again.
Yeah, a lot of AI and things like that. I mean, come on. If you're going to pay, $1 million per 30 seconds, make it real. It can't be that hard to come up with content. I mean, are we just at that stalemate at this point of just, we're all lazy. Just lazy's, don't get me started on lazy because we've been using AI a little bit too. But I'm just saying, at least what we're doing is just like typing things up.
It's different for us. If you're using AI to promote $1 billion company.
Oh, easy.
In a Super Bowl.
Easy.
That's lazy. Mm-hmm. That to me is lazy.
Mm-hmm.
If us using it, that's different.
Of course, it's different.
It's different.
Of course, it's different. I don't know. I feel like talking about some of this sad and the way you've been talking about the Bills kind of makes me want to talk about some updates that were kind of in the last week and a half, 2 weeks of the NBA. Jaren Jackson Jr. This is almost the best way to start this entire snowball is revisiting his trade at the deadline and then leading into the news that has transpired in the last week and a half. So for those who either didn't know or didn't know the full extent of it, Memphis traded Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Utah Jazz on February 3rd, which was a day or two before the trade deadline?
That was a couple days before, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they give out this huge deal, right? The Jazz received Jaren Jackson Jr., John Conchar, Vince Williams Jr., and Jock Landale, who was then traded to Atlanta. Memphis, however, received Walter Clayton Jr., the 18th overall pick, the rookie for this year. Where'd I go? Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, and Gorge Niang. and they gave up 3 first-round picks. They gave up a 2027 first-round pick among Cleveland, Minnesota, or Utah. They gave up the Lakers 2027 first-round pick, and they gave up the Phoenix Suns 2031 first-round pick. Massive haul for, granted, Jaren Jackson.
At least none of those picks are theirs, so.
It's a good point, but I don't think they own their pick. Actually, as a matter of fact, I think what's going to happen here is they're giving the best pick to Memphis between the 2027 pick of Cleveland, Minnesota, or Utah. So I think Utah might be losing that pick, if I'm not mistaken. If not, it's the best or worst. I forget how it's worded. NBA gets weird with their draft pick wording for trades. But Jaren Jackson Jr., all things considered, was a very good pickup for Utah, but he only played 2 games in 9 days. And now he's out for the season because he has to get surgery on a PVNS growth in his left knee. So was it worth giving up 3 first-round picks this year? I don't know. Yes, you've got some comfort having Jaren Jackson there for a few more years, I think, based on his contract. But this year, not so great. Did it work in their favor? I don't know, because now all of a sudden we got to talk about the whole fun tanking issue in the NBA right now.
Oh, man.
And specifically with Utah and Indiana, which I find to be hilarious. The Utah Jazz were fined $500,000, and the Indiana Pacers were fined $100,000. So just starting with Utah, according to ESPN, the 2 games in question now are their game for, I think they're at Orlando Magic on February 7th, where they lost 120 to 117, and the Miami Heat game on February 9th, which was a win of 115 to 111. And the report says during them, Utah bench stars Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson Jr. for the 4th quarter, even though these players were otherwise able to continue to play, and the outcomes of the games were therefore in doubt, the league said. Indiana, on the other hand, violated the player participation policy against the Jazz on February 3rd, the NBA said. A league investigation found that star Pascal Siakam and 2 other Pacers starters who sat out the game could have played under the medical standard in the policy, included by playing reduced minutes. Alternatively, the team could have held the players out of other games in a way that would have been better promoted compliance with the policy. Which I think is so funny, because first of all, the 2 games that you're going to sit there and argue with the Utah, well, one of them they won, and however, all of a sudden, Jaren Jackson is out for the season with an injury. How do we not know that he wasn't dealing with an injury those 2 games? Keeping the guy out for a quarter on both of those games could have been load management.
Yeah.
How are you going to find a team $500,000 and be like, oh, wait, the player that we're looking at is now out for the season? Come on, Adam Silver, you're not slick.
This league's a joke, man. The NBA is such a mess.
So I had to
give up on hunting. Just let teams tank, man.
I had to actually look it up.
Let this go. You're not gonna win this, Adam. Teams are gonna find a way.
He's fighting the wrong battle, I'd argue, of all the things to be fighting right now.
100%.
So I had to look it up because when I saw that the Pacers violated this participation rule, I had to look it up because I'm like, what is this? So the NBA's player participation policy was introduced for the 2023 and 2024 season, which mandates that teams ensure star players are available for national televised games, NBA in-season tournament games, and avoid resting multiple stars in the same game to promote the game integrity and fan experience. It defines stars as players who made an All-NBA or All-Star team in the past 3 seasons. This goes on to say that the player participation policy was put in place to try to discourage clubs from purposely losing to improve their chances in the draft lottery. It has taken on renewed focus this year because of the potential 2026 draft class, which is, according to them, one of the strongest in several years, with the 3 possible first-round picks of Darren Peterson, AJ Dybantsa, and Cameron Boozer. I get it. I guess it makes sense. But how are you going to sit there and say that you're so worried about these teams trying to tank for it when you, by the way, know what the whole issue, I shouldn't say the issue, the statistics behind this new draft lottery has been, right?
Well, yeah, just trade away your star player for a bag of chips and an injured Anthony Davis, and you get the next generation's talent. So the statistics are, if you're in favor with Adam Silver, it's rigged for you.
I mean, yeah, you could look at it one way. My thing about this is, well, let me get to the stat, but I'm going to talk a little bit about what Arizona Sports said or quoted Adam Silver saying. So Adam Silver is trying to talk about the current draft format and the issues with tanking, especially with Indiana and Utah. And he says, "Are we seeing behavior that is worse this year than we've seen in recent memory? Yes, in my view." He goes on to say that which was what led to those fines, and not just those fines, but to my statement that we're going to be looking more closely at the totality of the circumstances this season in terms of teams' behavior and very intentionally wanted teams to be on notice. So I didn't know, well, I shouldn't say I didn't know this because I knew it, but I forgot the years. This whole draft lottery, by the way, of the first three teams having a 14% chance to win the pick was approved in 2017, but was changed and implemented in 2019. Obviously, as we're talking about, this was designed to combat teams from tanking by flattening their odds, giving the bottom three teams an equal chance at the pick rather than favoring the worst record. But wait a minute, there's more, okay? So if you go down and look at this, and you go back and actually look at the statistics, let me see. According to actually my guy Field Yates, in May of 2025, he has said since the NBA overhauled the draft lottery odds in 2019 by flattening the odds, 0 teams with the single worst record have won the number 1 overall pick. The reform aimed at discouraging tanking has resulted in the bottom-seeded team falling to the 5th pick 3 years in a row.
Ridiculous.
I'm just saying, if you're going to sit there and say that these teams need to do any form of rebuilding, or I get it, you want to use the draft as a way to kind of retool your team and get better over the course of the years. But if these teams are, whether you're saying purposely losing or not, it is by proxy still a strategy to get the worst pick. We saw it in, I wanted to say Oakland, in Las Vegas by sitting Max Crosby the last game or two. Were they going to lose anyway? Probably. But why wasn't the NFL saying, hey, knock it off, don't do that?
Because the NFL actually has a competent draft system in place. This whole stupid notion of a lot, it's always been ridiculous. Mm-hmm. You know, bad teams are going to find a way to be bad, man. Just leave them alone. Like, you're not going to stop teams from intentionally losing. If they do not see a pathway for them to competing for a playoff spot, and there's a young generational talent that's highly touted coming up in the reins, they're gonna find a way to lose on purpose. And I honestly think some of these new rules, Adam's saying this whole, has it looked worse in recent memory? Yes. I think that's in part because of the stupid rules he's putting in place. You're putting yourself more on notice by trying to track it down rather than just letting teams be. Does it suck to see teams, go 12 and whatever, maybe, but they actually kind of get my attention a little bit more because it's funny. I actually tracked the Pistons when they lost 24 in a row because it was electric how bad they were.
Yeah.
I'm not watching a team that's going 32 and 50. I don't care about them. If teams are going to be intentionally bad, let them be. I think it's more appealing to watching teams intentionally lose that they have no fighting chance of winning in any way than trying to just abide to these stupid rules. And I wonder if one of these two teams honestly forgot about one of these rules that you put so many you put in, you forget, and all of a sudden you're getting fined $100,000. Punishing bad teams doesn't do you any favors. Just let them be bad, let them figure it out, and if they're gonna suck for 20 years, that's on the owner. Just ask Jets and Browns fans. The NFL, the NFL hasn't tried to intervene, and the league is doing just fine. So there's a reason their viewership is not going down into the craps. I'll put it for a better word.
Yeah, and that's
like the NBA.
Yeah, 1,000%. And you gave me a lot of thoughts here. And the first one is obviously you made the comment on watching those bad teams be bad. And as you can see, I'm rocking my Buzz City jersey here. Got my boy Khan, the Wrath of Khan in the background. I mean, seeing the Hornets all of a sudden make the play-in tournament for now has been awesome.
And the PlayStation stat is over.
Really?
They won 8 in a row.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, but still, so seeing that, it's been fun to watch. But if you're going to sit here, Adam, and you're going to sit here and punish teams like the Jazz and the Pacers, who are clearly a bottom 3 team, I feel like you also, by proxy, have to sit there and say, hey, Chicago Bulls, maybe Jerry Reinsdorf, if I'm going to name anyone in particular, if you're going to sit there and say, I want games to be competitive at the end of the year, basically stating you kind of want more of a 42-42 record.
Preach.
I know it's not tanking, but it's not a winning culture.
They're not putting in an effort to try to win. Teams that are tanking that's more of an effort of trying to win because you want to get the top pick that boosts your organization, that benefits you long term. Sitting in the mud like the Hawks and the Bulls have, honestly, the Heat too for the last couple, but they've at least, they have a coach that's helped them compete.
Of course,
Pat Riley knows
of
ball,
course.
But Hawks and Bulls in particular have just been sitting in the mud, just picking the
Man,
boogers,
that's what I was
not doing anything.
I don't have the notes here, and
This is horrible.
I'm glad you're mentioning sitting in the mud because for the viewers, by the way, obviously the Chicago Bulls within the last few years had a team of Nikola Vucevic, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Alex Caruso, Kobe White. I said Caruso. I think I'm forgetting one more or two, but yeah, Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu. I feel like I'm missing one more player, but anyway, of those players who have all been traded now, they only got one first-round pick for all of them. They got 10 second-round picks for the rest of those players. And the first-round pick, by the way, was their own. They got it back from Sacramento. I mean, there's no direction. As a Chicago Bulls fan, you should be ashamed of your ownership. You should be ashamed of your team because what are we doing? You got players now, and don't get me wrong, I like Colin Sexton, but who's going to sit there and flip off the backboard and the rim for missing a free throw? Come on, man. This is a joke. This is a joke.
It's embarrassing for sure.
I'd rather see my team lose 24 in a row, dude. I mean, come on.
Look what happened. They lost 24 in a row, and then 2 years later, they didn't quite win 24 in a row. They won 15, though, and they've been steadily
first
cruising
place in
first in the East. And looking like they'll be the favorites to come out of the East. I don't really, unless if Tatum miraculously recovered from his Achilles injury come playoff time, I don't see anybody stopping him. So the Knicks are the Knicks. They're cruising. So just let teams lose. You really should be focusing on targeting ownership that's not putting in any effort, aka Chicago Bulls. I don't think it's acceptable to have a mid record.
A purposefully mid record.
Yes, for 10 years in a row.
Yeah.
There's a reason why people would rather be bad than be mid.
Of course.
I think, and then this is a different point entirely. The other issue the NBA is going to run into, tanking's never going to go away because other sports have deep enough draft classes that you can find guys later in the draft and be okay. The NBA... you mentioned that the Bulls got 10 second-round picks. Any other sport would be thrilled with that. They're basically useless in the NBA. I know Nikola Jokic and
Jimmy
there
Butler.
There have been guys that have been second-round picks that turned out just fine, but that's a dime a dozen. If you're picking outside the top 15 in the NBA every single year, it's kind of a crapshoot.
But even then, and I mean, I feel like having, like you said, 10 second round draft picks isn't a bad thing when you're a team like the Heatles or the 2010s Golden State Warriors, where you're not drafting to replace someone in the starting lineup, but the Chicago Bulls need somebody in the starting lineup. Right. So like, it doesn't make sense, and I'm sorry, but fans need officially, including myself, stop going to Chicago Bulls games. You are funding exactly what they want you to do, and it's not going to change. It's not.
100%.
And, I mean, I think the White Sox are about to start elevating, which we'll talk about in a few weeks. But if that's going to happen, nobody's going to care about the Chicago Bulls because Jerry Reinsdorf's going to put his money into the White Sox. Yeah. It's just a fact. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this works and how they want to retool the draft. The only other thing NBA-wise that I really wanted to hit on was All-Star Weekend. We joke about it, episode 1.
And it ended up being, ironically, probably the most, I don't know if I'd say entertaining, the most chaotic weekend we've ever had.
Dude,
for the NBA.
It averaged 8.8 million views, which is the largest audience for an All-Star Game weekend since 2011. So this is the best record they've had in 15 years.
Adam Silver finally did one thing right.
I don't think it was him. I think it was the players.
It was really give my boy credit. You have him on the table.
Wembenyama.
Wemby.
The alien.
I love this guy. He actually wanted to try, regardless if other guys wanted to. He loves basketball, unlike 99% of the rest of these bums on the court. That's gonna be my new GOAT right there. Especially considering some of the allegations that have been going out. There are two GOATs in the conversation.
We'll get there. Just save it. So I think my biggest issue with All-Star Weekend, because I know Adam and I actually watched the game. It was actually kind of entertaining. I wasn't a fan of the whole 40-point system, but I guess it makes sense. You get more All-Stars, you get more player involvement. But the 3-point contest, I'm personally, and yes, I'm wearing the jersey because I kind of have to defend it. I don't want to say insulted's the wrong word, but I think there's
Didn't
an
Dame
issue.
win it?
He did, and he hasn't played all
That's
season.
pathetic.
All season, and he's not going to play the rest of the season.
That's pathetic.
So, hey, why aren't we yelling at Portland? He's clearly healthy enough to participate in the 3-point contest
That's a
and
good
do
point.
2 full rounds.
That's a good point.
What are we doing?
Find Portland. If he's healthy enough to shoot in a 3-point contest, he could stand out there on the court.
And the whole argument about the whole, All-Stars are all team in the last 3 years. I think Dame's been on one of those.
This is true.
So I'm just saying, what are we doing? Why is it just Utah and Indiana? But we know Adam Silver's been, busy with other things, right? Like, I don't know, FBI investigations and everything, which I feel like we haven't heard by. I'm probably a little skittish here because Kash Patel has been running the FBI investigation. I was going back to episode 15, making some reels for it. And I think Kash Patel's been under fire for some other files. So,
oh man,
I think that might be why we haven't heard anything about it in recent. So
that's not a good look for you, Mr. Patel.
But that's not sports related. I guess kind of is, but kind of isn't. But so I made a note here. Obviously, I read through ESPN's brief player note on Damian Lillard, and obviously, he's still recovering from the torn Achilles last year from the opening round in the Bucks playoffs. Aims to return at the start of 2026-27 campaign. He beat out Devin Booker and my boy Khan in the back there to win his third 3-point contest title. And hey, good for Dame, but I'm sorry, you shouldn't be there, buddy. You shouldn't be there. If they had to sit Cooper Flag out for having an ankle injury the week before and he couldn't play in the rookies and everything else, you shouldn't be there either.
Yeah, I agree. Dame shouldn't have been in the first place, especially with just kind of the hypocrisy of the NBA. So, but at the same time, it could have been easily combated by one of those other guys actually winning. So, I'm a little. It's embarrassing, but it's not the worst thing for me. I also heard the dunk contest was probably the worst one ever.
It only gets worse every year, man.
I think they dissolve it. In my opinion, we've seen all the dunks. You just can't change it at this point until maybe make Wemby do it. Maybe he could do something because that dude can literally do everything at his height. But I don't see him willing to do that, and so it's just it's dead. It was fun, but it has been so mid since. The Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine one was electric, but that's the last good one that we've had, pretty much. So, get rid of it.
I think there's one of two things you could do, right? Because, yes, you're saying either dissolve it or whatever. You either do how they do with the 3-point contest, right? Because they're obviously picking players who have the best 3-point percentages and everything to participate. You have to ask players who have a minimum amount of games or whatever in the NBA to participate. Anthony Edwards, you can argue LeBron, even though he's almost on his deathbed in terms of his career, but you have to have players like that who are going to go, oh, I want to see this happen. Because you can't have teams that are sitting there, nothing against...
you got to incentivize these guys to do it, though.
That's you.
I'm sure they've been asked. And
it's McClung, right? McClung's the guy from the G League that gets signed 2 days before. They're put him in there. It doesn't matter because nobody's watching the G League. Nobody cares that Matt McClung, I think Matt's his first name, McClung is going to be in the dunk contest. They're going to want to see other rookies in there. They're going to want to see their star players in there, and that's what's important to it. Michael Jordan was a name, obviously, when the dunk contest happened, and look how that polarized it. Yes, it's repetitive, but at the same point, it would be better to watch, even though it's repetitive, if these stars were in it.
You gotta find an incentive to do it. You gotta either a substantial amount of money that gets them thinking, hey, I could do. I don't know how much that would cost the NBA, but You know, it would cost them a pretty penny. Or you got to find some sort of way to get these guys to want to do it. Because right now,
Not great.
not a good look. But maybe with the performance of the All-Star game, you know, revival, maybe there's a revival there, and that can rub off on the other events as well. Only time will tell. So
Yeah. I don't know. I almost need to give you and Nick homework to watch the NBA's All-Star game and the NFL's All-Star game, All-Star week maybe, and come back here in a few months and reclassify episode 1 and see what's changed, what hasn't changed, and start arguing that out. I mean, that was it was funny being the first episode. It's arguably been one of the funnest ones we've done because it was such a fun topic to hit and clearly has a lot to talk about. So I think that's really it for the All-Star weekend. You brought up a point, and I kind of want to get there, but before we jump and switch the screen here, I got to bring up, because I know I forgot to do it in the Super Bowl talk, Nick's audacity, because the Super Bowl picks in this room should have went 2-1, and instead they went 1-2, because there's somebody in this room who said, based on their home jersey, I'm taking Seattle, and Nick sat in this very seat. I'll cue the replay here.
Nate, they're doing their all whites though. New England in all white is a classy look, dude.
Hang on.
You can't reverse psychology us. You can't do this. You just listen. Any other person in this room wants to reverse psychology us. It's fine.
You have to remember at the start of the season, I said I compared home jerseys.
Okay, but like it's not. This is
and
a
I'm
Super
going
Bowl.
Seattle's home jersey.
But it's different.
For the big game.
I do not like what you're doing here, Nate. You're like.
This is an intervention.
You have more wins than all of us combined here.
Fine, New England, the white jerseys. You happy? There you go.
There, just come on. Don't do this reverse psychology stuff. I know what you're doing.
Oh, he's overthinking.
And what he sat there and said was, Nate, come on, you can't do that, Nate. You got to pick the white jerseys, Nate. They look clean, Nate. Come on, don't give me that, Nate. And Nate changed his pick, and Nick was the only one who went Seattle. So that's my Watergate for the Ball Boys right now. Do you remember that? You pick Seattle, and then you switched to Patriots.
I didn't think I changed.
You did. You caved to it.
Yeah, I probably just caved because he was being annoying.
But I'm just saying. He got you to change. I
didn't want to fight him over the logic that I was using all year long, which was it's home jersey versus home jersey. I do not care.
It'll be good.
It is ringing a bell now.
Yeah,
I did change, but I mostly changed because I didn't want to fight him on it.
Fair enough.
I was being lazy, so I mean, realistically. Yeah, we all knew Seattle was going to win that. But
I think, it's going to be fun. We should have the results from our pick'em here in the next week to 3 weeks, depending on where we throw it in, which episode. But I think one thing we should do next year, and we've talked about it off camera, is each of us have to have our own little unique way of picking them, other than just I'm picking what team I think is going to win. Because I think the jersey thing was kind of fun, and there's obviously other things out there.
There's definitely other things, yeah.
Yeah, so this could get silly.
Oldest team, whoever's the oldest team between the two, whoever's the youngest, whoever's the.
No, I kind of like the things like that have no matter on the game, like jerseys and other things like that. But
I guess age can.
Kind
of
experience or yes and no. But it was still. I just had to bring it up. I was sitting there thinking about that the other day, and I was like,
that would be fun.
Yeah.
If all three of you, the other two,
think about it.
will join in. Yeah.
I
will not be doing jerseys again next year. I do want to change it up, but
it probably does something too that's a little bit easier to track every week, because I feel like by the time we're picking, whether it's a Tuesday or Monday or Thursday when we're doing it, we don't not all of us know when the report is, other than for the special games, like what were the team unis that came out here, or what the rivalry jerseys, that we knew kind of specifically what weeks those were going on. Mm-hmm. So
which city would I rather be in when it's 9:00 at night?
Oh no,
it's going to be really hard when it's Cleveland versus Detroit. That is for sure. I think that's
crazy. That's crazy.
Some of them are going to be really easy, but yeah, Chicago, Atlanta. Yeah, there's going to be a few that are going to be rough. I might go that route, but we got 5 months 6 months, whatever, 7 months.
Yeah, around there.
So we got time to think about it.
We got a lot of time to think about a lot of things. I think even through our off season here of losing football and kind of focusing on just basketball, baseball's right around the corner. Playoff hockey's right around the corner.
Olympics in full force
Yes,
right now.
yes. And the U.S. I'm waiting for some medals to come in from hockey and other things because the USA, I get it. I understand. But the players were booed and they don't deserve it. And they need to come out numero uno, USA #1.
Shut up, Euro trash. What the heck is a kilometer?
I'm just saying. Yeah, that's... wait, bruv.
I keep kicking the camera.
Oh, yeah, you like that? You like that?
I whispered him, so I was like, I gotta stop doing that. I really gotta force my foot to stay there.
Come on, man.
Yeah, ridiculous to boo the players. None of them did that. So
No.
Canada started this when they did it for Four Nations. So bum poverty country. Actually, shout
Which
out.
we're getting a rematch, huh?
Yeah, we're for women's, yes.
Yes.
Men's, I am not as confident. Sweden quarterfinals draw. That's brutal, man.
Yeah.
That's a debatably top 3 team in the world. And they're seeded 7th because some the frick how Czechia won their group and not Finland or Sweden. But I mean, the talent is there. Goaltending's elite defensive core. That was a matchup. It was like, we're gonna have to get through in the semifinals, not the first official round. So I can see the guys not even medaling because that
would
that
be
first
unfortunate,
game,
but
that first game's tough, man. So, but I do feel like the women's should at least get it.
Women's, I feel like, is medaled the last 10 Olympics. So
it's only been a thing since '98, I think.
So like the last 6 Olympics.
But why I'm confident they've cruised against everybody.
They've been I watched a little bit of the Sweden
They even
game.
dominated Canada in the qualifiers. So.
I also think the U.S. women's goalies are leading the either the Olympics or whatever stat there is for the.
I think they've only allowed 2 goals or something.
They have 5 shutouts. 8 or 9. Actually, maybe 8 or 9 shutouts. I'd have to look at the stat, but they're leading in shutouts, and that's insane to me. Insane to me.
They're, I wouldn't say clear-cut #1, but they're playing like they're clear-cut.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's USA and Canada for women. It's not even close. You could probably say the same about men's. I think it's a lot more debatable, especially considering the idiot of the GM running this team left off so many just better guys for him to homer Matthew Boldy and a couple other wild players he coaches. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it was kind of a funny year for them to release the Miracle Boys of 80 Netflix documentary and then have this hockey team up there now where it's like, feel the difference? What's going on here?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But yeah, well, it'll be fun to see. I think the U.S. is 3rd in ranking for medals right now. So we're up there.
We're up there. Norway was always gonna. They always finished. I've done these Sporkle quizzes where I just name the championships for each decade, and I'd include Olympics and Norway for winter. Every single frickin' one that I could think of, they're #1 or #2 in medals for winter. They're number 72 for summer, but they know how to ski. They know all these things. Maybe not play hockey for whatever weird reason, but they're dominant around this time. So, and then Italy, whoever's hosting, just they're gonna be boosted in that regard. So. I'll take being 3rd right now, and take being well ahead of the 51st state of the country in Canada. So, shout out to Canada, by the way, which allowed Brazil and Kazakhstan to get a gold medal before them. By the way,
wow.
So
that is insane, actually.
Poverty, embarrassing Mickey Mouse country Canada is. Boo! Sorry,
yeah,
bud.
take that. You like that?
I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry.
Sorry, bud. Jeez. Oh gosh. But yeah, no. So you mentioned we'll just drop the sideline report banner. The goats conversation. There's been a video circling around the internet world a little bit, and I'm kind of not talking super highly about it because it's my goat. Adam, pull it up. Pull up the video. Let's take a look at what happened here. So,
it's a bad look, man.
what are we talking about? What are you talking about?
That's a bad look.
What are you talking about, man?
What is he even trying? I don't understand.
So I looked into it a little bit. So this clip, by the way, for those of you who don't watch NASCAR, Michael Jordan is a co-owner of 23XI Racing, and they they won their first Daytona 500 as driver Tyler Reddick won on Sunday. So Michael Jordan was seen brushing ice off from Reddick's 6-year-old son, Bo. That kid is a Bo. His shirt had some ice on it from the celebration.
Okay, so he's the racer's kid. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
That was just some random kid that was up there.
Okay.
And so the Reddick family has already come out and expressed zero concerns amid this uncomfortable clip. I mean, Adam and I talked about it. You kind of see he's really grabbing at the shirt. I mean, he's just got those long fingers from basketball players, so it kind of looks like he's grabbing a little bit more. But I mean, there's nothing like a firm grab there, right? I mean, I wouldn't want to be judging what's a firm grab on a child's behind, but I'm just saying that doesn't look horrible to me. I'm just saying, all right? This is getting really awkward really fast, and it feels like it's getting hot in here.
It's a bad look. No matter, I'm sorry. Look. It's taken out of context, obviously, but it's just let it be, man. You could have just avoided the situation. Just let the ice stay on the shirt. Kid's having a good time. Just do literally anything else.
There's a clip that followed this on Twitter that I didn't get a chance to put up here for a second video. But as they're talking and Tyler's on the podium, there's a clear clip of Michael Jordan behind Bo, and Bo is just on the podium just...
He traumatized him.
Yeah, I mean,
MJ traumatized him.
Unless that kid's just turning around going, yeah, that's Michael Jordan, dude. But, like, I don't know.
Hey, it could go either way.
1,000%. I mean, this kid doesn't look in this video like
no.
But again, how do you process that as a 6-year-old? And I mean, we're getting a little off track here, but you know, you could sit here, you could look at this video and go, "Wow, Michael Jordan, not my GOAT." But you know, I know another guy in this room whose GOAT kissed his grown sons on the mouth. So,
hey,
what?
Ain't no party. Ain't no
like
party
a Tom Brady party.
Like a Tom Brady party.
I'm just saying. I think he also kissed his grown father on the mouth too. A few Super Bowl wins there.
Yeah, that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
That's
how his complexion stays so tight.
I got a word for that, but I will not say it.
I'm just saying. I feel like Tom Brady is kind of sucking the souls out of and that's his fountain of youth.
I'd love for him to kiss me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom, get on camera here. Come on.
Hey, $20, or Tom Brady's Tom Brady.
That's true. That's a good point.
But I thought you were going to go in a different direction. A different GOAT mentioned some things about Israel.
No, I wasn't going to go there, and I didn't think you were going to go there. I didn't... What do you say?
He mentioned that he would love to play in Israel.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Hey, well, and then it's a great country or something like that. And that, you know, he's pro-Israel. He probably did not say that last part. Do not,
Careful now.
Yeah,
don't get us.
No.
We don't need a defamation case here.
He's not gonna sue us over that.
That's right. He probably doesn't even know we exist.
Probably. What do you mean? Probably.
You want to give us some hope? Dude? You want to give us some hope?
I gotta be Nick in this situation. Okay. We gotta bring out a little Nick. Okay.
Just a little.
Probably. Come on, man. He doesn't.
I don't know, man.
I can live with LeBron not knowing I existed, so it's fine. He's only my third least favorite person in the history of the world. So
I almost want to know who the other two are, but I don't think they're sports related, and we don't have to go there. I don't think we have to go there.
I mean, I was just throwing a random number out there. My point is, I really don't like LeBron.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, because there's a lot of other figures in world history that I would be curious as to who fall below and fall above that number, but we don't need to go there. You don't need to type it in the comments of who might be better than LeBron James, according to Nate. So let's just maybe we'll just pump the brakes on that conversation. But Michael Jordan, winning his first Daytona 500, which props for that. I don't know how hard that is, but it's got to be hard enough if it's your first one.
Won it before he won anything with Charlotte, sadly.
And hey, funny enough, this is our second NASCAR clip on the podcast, by the way. So
that's actually crazy.
We're pretty diverse.
Yeah, we are.
We're pretty diverse. For 3 white guys, we're pretty diverse here.
Yeah, I mean, that's
4 white guys, technically.
Shocking. But we'll see if we crack 3 by the end of the year. I think it's just been coincidence.
I don't. Maybe
If we get Ryan Seaman on the show, it's gonna threefold.
we don't have to name drop that. We don't have to name drop that. We don't need that beef. We don't need that beef. We don't need. Nope. It's all right. But I mean, really, I don't. Do you got any other hot topics? Other sideline reports you got going on up there?
Trying to remember what else made All-Star. I thought there was one other thing that made this weekend crazy, but I think that was it.
Yeah, I know Kawhi dropped 32 in that one game.
Yeah, that was wild.
Anthony Edwards won MVP. I think he had about 29 points. So I know that was a pretty big one, but I don't think there was anything else really, unless there was something in like the rookies or rising stars competition.
No.
I can't see anything else. I know I brought up the Bulls. I don't want to talk about them again. Really, I think it's weird because I feel like we're wanting to go to a pick'em, and there's no pick'em anymore. What are we going to talk about now?
Indoor football.
Oh, okay.
Or outdoor football in other
The
countries.
UFL, the XFL,
That's not the league I was thinking of, but that maybe.
You're talking about arena football, right?
Well, there is some arena football, yes. Although, albeit Jackson told me, don't bring them up.
Okay, we didn't talk about it. We don't need
to talk about it. We don't need to talk about it.
It's all good. It's all good.
Hey, I just want to give the people awareness that there are other leagues out there. There's the National Arena League. There's the Indoor Football League. And then there's Mexican football, LFA football. That's my favorite spring league. It's a lot of fun. So
that is kind of cool. Do they have to call it something different? Because isn't it football down there in football Americano?
I'm sure they do. I think they just call it. Yeah, I guess that's what it stands for. I never really thought about it. I just always called it LFA football.
Just saying. It's got to be League of Football Americano. Or La Liga,
I'm sure it
is.
is. You know, I'm sorry that I Americanized it. My bad.
Yeah, you colonizer.
How dare I? Maybe I should stop watching this league because
This is almost more comfortable than this MJ clip that's still playing.
Not even close. One guy's touching a kid.
Kind of.
Okay, touching a kid's shirt. Still not a good look.
And making weird motion under his butt.
Weird motion under the... That's the weird... Honestly, that's the weirder part for me. The motion... like, if he just did the tugging on the shirt and then just like that would have been one thing. It's the motion underneath. It's just like...
Yeah.
What the heck, dude? What was that? So...
It looks like he's grabbing still, but it also kind of looks like fanning.
I thought he was fanning. But... Who knows? You know.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that's a quick little wrap for episode 27. A nice little short brief. Hit the news and wait for Nick to recoup in the hyperbolic time chamber a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Nick. Sorry, I had to call you out there, but you did it bad. In my opinion. So I don't know. You can sit there and say that I was waiting for you guys to make picks all year, but hey, I didn't change anyone's pick. I didn't force anyone to change pick.
You never do.
Nope.
You never force
I'm
anybody.
unbiased. Nick doesn't like to admit that, but I'm unbiased.
Yeah, you are.
See, I got one. But anyway, yeah, be sure. I know we've got more NFL updates on players being cut, other coaching news, carousel things coming up here. I know NBA is going to have some more as we get closer to the playoffs. And yet, baseball starts, what, March 27th, 25th?
I don't know. I don't care anymore.
I still care. But, I mean, I get it. Yeah,
It's Dodgers in 5. I mean, yeah, sure. I'll probably watch till, I'll watch. I'm just not going to watch in October.
I still like betting on all the other 29 teams. So, but yeah, well, I mean, I might watch in October, right? Because really, realistically, sit here, close your eyes, and think, hey, who else, other than this giant monstrosity of the Dodgers, is going to compete for a World Series?
Nobody, which is why I'm not.
Leave them out. If the Dodgers didn't exist.
I don't know.
Nobody. Because you've been that spiteful. You're just like, there's no other team. If we leave out Dodgers, Yankees, right? I mean, you throw the Blue Jays up there as another AL team.
I don't hate the Yankees anymore. Well, I shouldn't say don't hate them anymore, but my hate for them is just almost dissipated because of the stupid Dodgers. Mm-hmm. I've gone on record saying We need the Yankees back. We need them to be the big bad wolf of the league again.
Now I'm going to bring out my Nick, because if Nick was here, he'd be saying, bro, the Cubs, bro. And I am excited for the season. I'm excited to see how it goes, but it's to your point. Can we compete with LA in...
No, you don't have a right fielder. Well, I guess...
Say it's Suzuki. Come on.
He's not a great outfielder. He's a good bat. He's an average fielder. There's a reason he got shifted
He's
over.
no Prince fielder.
No, he's not. That dude is a legend. Don't let Nick hear that. He will.
No, Prince fielder was a fun guy to watch baseball.
Those 2 inside the park home runs, not 1, 2.
For a big boy.
That dude was hauling. Electric. We need guys like that back in business. That's what will revive my love for the game again. A Prince Fielder-esque build, just hauling around, just clapping dingers.
The realm needs good men, Sir Duncan. You won't get that. Adam will get that later. But be sure, like I always say, please like this. Please subscribe to our stuff. Give us some comments. Let us know what you think. Check out the reels. There's going to be a bunch coming soon. And be sure to keep some eyes out for some of our highlights that are going to start popping, some of our card openings, and all the other videos that are going to be hitting the tube here soon. And we can't thank you enough for watching. So please be sure to check out some other videos and take care of yourself.